Ah, Warriors, I got something to ask you. What if I had the secret for you to become a millionaire? What if I was right? What if I was right? You're going to want to watch all the way through, and I have a challenge for you. Most people have a 5-second attention span. I, I challenge you to make it all the way through to the end. Towards the end, I will have a code word that you put down in the comments to prove that you made it to the end, because you will be the uncommon 1%. Now, my name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. I've been practicing meditation, breathing, high intensity training, and fasting, which has opened up my frontal lobe, which has allowed me to see clearly, which has allowed me to make really good decisions. I don't follow the narrative. I do not follow the narrative. I look this way as everybody's looking that way. I make investments based on where the world's going, not where it is. So I'm here to share this information with you guys. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice, but I'm just opening up your mind to the ability for you to do the same research. In my Warrior Academy, I teach all these tools. I show everything. I show my own portfolio and what I'm doing to build generational wealth. We work out with our Warriors live. We also do your nutrition. But I'm giving you the information. Here it is. So I always tell my warriors, don't trust a word I say. Do your own research. I'm learning information and teaching people how to fish instead of giving them the fish. That's the key to survive in this new world, warriors. All right, so I'm going to break down a couple videos here. Then I'm going to break down what I see personally. Again, not financial advice, but anything I'm telling you, I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is. That's the type of people that you want to listen to or don't listen to. It's a mind F, isn't it? You'll understand if you get to deal with me what I'm talking about. So listen to these videos. I'll narrate them as they go along, and we are going to learn and grow together. Let's go, Warriors.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you, Adrian. Let's first look at the impact COVID-19 probably has. We don't know yet the final outcome of this pandemic. There's a lot of uncertainty, but we know already that it will have a changing effect, changing on economies, societies. It's not just to be compared with the economic crisis which we had to pass through 10 years ago. The effect will be much similar to World War, and actually all countries in the world are affected. So if
Okay, very important to listen to what he's saying. Don't just mull over what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. He said this isn't going to be like the 10-year ago crisis we had in America with the housing crisis and globally. This is going to be more like a world war, the Great Depression. The GDP is worse than the Great Depression right now. And they're using the pandemic, the C word, as the catalyst to move us into a new economy. He said it himself, and they've said this multiple times.
If we look at the impact, of course, we first see the impact on global economic growth. Even in the most optimistic estimates of the IMF and OECD, we will be back to the output level of the end of 19 only in the best case, only at the end of 21. Then look at the debt which we are loading on our shoulders. The world was already indebted at an amount of over 300% of GDP. Now the rescue programs of the governments represent another $10 trillion, which will be added to our debt load and will...
Okay, did you hear what he just said? We already had a debt problem. And he said we just loaded a bunch more debt on our shoulders, and the emergency after is going to add more debt. We are at the biggest economic collapse. They literally just turned on the printing machines until this thing crashes. That's why they're calling it the Great Reset. You're going to want to follow all the way through, because I'm going to give you the things that I'm seeing and what I'm already invested in. For example, the investment I was in yesterday, went up 35% yesterday.
Have to be in some way be repaid by future generations. I'm also, of course, looking at the unemployment, and the impact on livelihoods. We know many people, according to the ILO, about 50% of people in the world will be affected combined, taking the combined effects of COVID-19 and the fourth industrial revolution. And finally,
Did you hear that? So he said 50% of people will be affected as we move into the fourth industrial revolution. Industrial to technical. Words matter.
To forget the figures, I mean, we look at the statistics, we see more than 500,000 people who have died. Just imagine the personal tragedy which is behind all those cases. So we have to be very careful not just to look at the figures.
So my prayers and thoughts go out to all the families that have passed from this. We have to understand that they are using this pandemic as the catalyst for the Great Reset. Now, this is a IMF, so that was the World Economic Forum. This is the International Monetary Fund. This is a smart economics of green, keyword, green policies. I'm going to keep talking about the Green Deal, combating the crisis together. So make sure you make it through this video. Write notes, warriors.
And households. Countries that have already invested in renewable energy are more likely to suffer a very small cost or even benefit from the transition, while countries that still rely on fossil fuel and are facing a rapid population growth are likely to burn a higher cost. However, they're also likely to enjoy the benefits of clean air pollution and the consequent improvements in health and life expectancy. The good news is that the revenues generated by the carbon tax are more than enough to neutralize the impact in the poor. The current crisis of global warming is unique because it requires joint action and coordination globally. If only advanced economies implement mitigation policies, temperatures and climate change will continue. And that's why we make this call to everyone to realize the urgency of actions that are needed.
Okay, so to decode that, what she's basically saying is the countries that don't get on board are going to be taxed. And if you're not moving to the new Green Deal, you're not moving to a new efficiency, you're not moving to a greener energy, you're going to get left behind. You're not going to be getting the financing. So now that we know we're moving to the Great Reset, we know we're moving into the fourth industrial revolution, we are moving into the quantum financial system, and we know that 5.5 to 8.8 million people are going to lose their jobs within the next 12 months. What would you do? Are you just going to sit back and wait for that? Or are you going to do what they are doing? They take advantage of a crisis. It's horrible. You can do the same thing, warriors. Listen, here's what jobs are going to look like in the future. Stay all the way till the end.
COVID-19 is one of the biggest crises of our time. It has impacted every single one of us, shaken our social systems, and disrupted every sector of our economies. The automation of work, combined with a global recession, led workers to lose their jobs at an accelerated pace compared to previous years. And this trend is expected to continue. The ongoing shift in the division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms might displace 85 million jobs worldwide in the next 5 years.
85 million jobs in 5 years. Technology replacing jobs. Think about your investments.
While 97 million new roles, ones that are more adapted to this new task distribution, may emerge. By 2025, companies expect to displace roughly 6% of their total workforce. 1 in 2 workers will need reskilling, and those remaining in their current roles will need to update 40% of their skill set to adapt to the changing labor market. There is a way to collectively benefit from these challenging times. Decades of research have shown that the most valuable asset of any economy or company is its human capital. Around the globe, companies are already experiencing a shortage in relevant skills for future roles and are investing in reskilling and upskilling their workforce. By 2025, Organizations say they will train over 70% of their employees to ensure they can smoothly transition into the jobs of tomorrow. These include DevOps engineers, artificial intelligence specialists, digital marketing managers, talent acquisition specialists, and customer success specialists. It will take on average between 2 weeks and 5 months for workers to pick up new skills, allowing them to move into these new roles. But data shows they won't need to have the perfect skill set to start transitioning. While 2/3 of employers expect to get a return on investment in employees' reskilling programs within just 1 year, governments will also need to step in to update and fund education and training systems, and to ensure displaced workers have adequate safety nets. With purposeful leadership and collaboration, we can turn this global crisis into a unique opportunity to transition into a future of jobs that is inclusive, fair, and sustainable.
So as this transition happens, you're going to lose your job. As this transition happens, you're going to have to find employment. As this transition happens, you're going to have to figure out a way to feed your family. And I'll tell you what, the rich are going to get much, much richer, and the disparity between the rich and poor is going to get much, much greater. They've printed themselves into oblivion. They've ran up the debt so high that the GDP globally, he said it himself, is over 300%. They put themselves in a position, the elites, where they have to crash the car. And they're going to reset it. And you're going to be affected even greater. As they get richer, you're going to get poorer. Within the first 634 days or 634 richest people in the world became much richer during the pandemic, and much people became much poorer. So where do I think we're heading? This is my personal opinion. Could cryptocurrencies initiate a new transition to the green energy? Bitcoin, Ether, and all altcoin coiners like XRP, all multiplying around the world, are now part of our daily lives. They're already part of our daily lives. This isn't pie in the sky. XRP is already running. VeChain is already working with companies like Walmart Shanghai, H&M, companies that you shop at. They're with Amazon. To date, cryptocurrencies could well initiate change favoring renewable energy. The blockchain model is becoming more responsible and relies entirely on the potential of decentralized systems. Some experts would be more formal. Blockchains could play an important role in the distribution of alternative energies, just as the evolution of the public services. Great options are given by combination of blockchains and or cryptocurrencies with clean technologies including artificial intelligence, renewable hybrid energy storage, notably exploiting the waste energy recovery of the conservation of heat generated by the data centers operation to provide energy. Okay, so now we know we're moving into the Green Deal, we're moving into the new quantum financial system, the fourth industrial revolution. Where do I put my money, my hard-earned money? I'm telling you where I'm putting my money. I'm not saying this is financial advice, but companies like Ripple, their coin is XRP. They're leading the way. They're leading the way in global crypto and fintech sustainability. In the world, in the midst of the global climate crisis, going back to the World Economic Forum, one that is impossible to ignore, to avert the worst climate scenarios, countries around the world have committed to reach carbon net zero by 2050. Addressing the sustainability across the industries is a nation or worldwide priority, and a global finance is no exception. They keep talking about global finance. The blockchain and digital asset industry will play a critical role in building a sustainable future for global finance. We as an industry need to come together and dramatically reduce the collective environmental impact as a broad adoption takes place. This is why today Ripple is pledging to achieve carbon net zero by 2030. We are also partnering with XRP Ledger Foundation, EnergyWeb, and Rocky Mountain Institute to decentralize public blockchains, starting with XRP Ledger through the use of the new open source EW0 tool. Additionally, Ripple is driving new research with leading universities that evaluates energy consumption across digital assets, credit card networks, and cash. Our commitment to sustainable does not stop there. We put more resources behind innovations that accelerate industry efforts, including comprehensively measuring Ripple's own carbon footprint, investing in innovative carbon removal technology, partnering with universities and colleges and national universities of Singapore on the research environmental impact of crypto adoption. That's Ripple, and XRP is their coin. Another one that I'm hugely bullish on is VeChain. VeChain right now is a penny, just under 2 cents. Where on earth can you get something for 2 cents, under 2 cents, that has so much use case? You got this narrative sold to you that cryptocurrencies were fraud. Well, I'll tell you what, these cryptocurrencies I'm talking about are changing the world as you sit here, as you go to sleep, as you eat your lunch, as you sit there staring at the narrative. These are already up and operational and changing the world as you know it. So VeChain introduces new blockchain to enable sustainability solutions to power green business for enterprises. August 20th, a consumer behavior shift towards greener and more sustainable products due to climate change awareness. Companies are increasingly looking to integrate a more sustainable approach to their business. Market leaders such as Nike, Adidas, H&M, and Amazon are already placing sustainability at the forefront of their global product and marketing strategies. Go to Amazon and type in VeChain. You'll find that they're connected. They're dealing with H&M, Nike. They're already working with these companies. VeChain is working with these companies to help companies digitalize, and increase efficiencies for sustainable business practices. VeChain, the leading enterprise-friendly blockchain platform, officially launches its blockchain-enabled sustainability solution. The solution is built on one-stop data blockchain as a service BaaS platform for blockchain tool. Blockchain plus sustainability ensures trustworthy, long-term efficiency and profitability for brands. This is already happening, Warriors. These partnerships are already there. VeChain's already partnered with Walmart Shanghai. They're partnered with H&M, Nike, tons and tons of companies. Amazon. Amazon just announced that they're going into pharmaceuticals. VeChain, I believe, is going to play a part in that. So we think that this is all happening behind the scenes. You see cryptocurrency as a fraud because all these top billionaires or people like Jamie Dimon have said cryptocurrency is a fraud when they bank the #1 cryptocurrency platform in the world. Your bank will stop you from buying cryptocurrency sometimes when you use your debit card. Bank of America has the most cryptocurrency patents. You got Wells Fargo invested $5 million into a cryptocurrency platform. Guys, they are playing the game as you're being played. It's just how it works, Warriors. So the news of today is the investment of tomorrow. Now, we think that our government's not involved, but just to let you know, this is the website you can go to, frbservicing.org, the Federal Reserve. They have their FedNow wallet. They're already up and ready to go, guys. Instant payments. This is where you're going to get your stimulus check. That's how they're going to get you used to using a digital wallet. They're going to say, hey, Bobby, hey, Susie, with the cancel loan effect, you finally are going to get your money. You're finally going to get your money. And we're going to put it on a Fed wallet, and you're going to rush to your phone because you want your $1,200 because they want you to go stimulate the economy. They want to make sure that you get your $1,200 so you can barely pay your rent, and they're going to put it on a wallet because it's easy, it's convenient. If you know the game, Warriors, you can play the game, and if you know the game, you can't be played. So I've showed you tons and tons of videos about the Great Reset, about the Fourth Industrial Revolution, about the quantum financial system. The change is here, Warriors. It's already here. Now, I know this is probably super confusing because it sounds like foreign language when someone talks about cryptocurrencies. I'm not even trying to get you to get into cryptocurrencies. I'm not a financial advisor. What I'm trying to get you to do is to think critically the way I've been thinking for 9 years ever since I was in banking. When I started to question everything. When I started to see somebody telling me something, every time someone tells me, I'm like, what are the intentions here? Why are you telling me this? And how does this benefit you? And a lot of times, unfortunately, human behavior, it's not always the best thing for you. And it's not about distrust. It's about awareness and knowing that humans lie. They lie. So if CNN has one thing on the news and Fox has one thing on the news, isn't it the news? Which one's right? What's right is what you believe and what you research, Warriors. So I know all this can be confusing. It can feel like you're lost. What do I do? What do I invest in? Well, I built a Warrior Academy. I built a Warrior Academy where we work out with you live on a daily basis because the foundation is mind, body, nutrition, gut health, because you got to have a strong foundation. It doesn't matter how much generational wealth you have if you don't have your health. We also build a mindset program, teaching you about money mindset and subconscious mind programming, how I got my mind to think this way, how my mind takes in this information and can see differently than other people. I also let you look over my shoulder as I invest in the quantum financial system. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but how many financial advisors, I'm not a financial advisor, but go to your financial advisor and say, let me see your portfolio. Let me see what you're invested in. Are all these things you're putting me in, are you actually doing it? That's an important thing to ask your financial advisor. Are you actually investing in this? Does my portfolio look just like yours? Because I want mine to look just like yours because you're doing what's right for you. So It's time, Warriors. Don't miss the boat. Like I said, XRP went up 35%. We had a lot of happy people texting me yesterday. I was getting a lot of smiley faces yesterday. People made a lot of money yesterday, Warriors. A lot of money. And there'll never be an opportunity like this the rest of your life. So do your research, Warriors. It's all out there for you. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Just listen to what I'm saying and understand you have the exact same power I do. It's about bringing the money back to the people, the uncommon 1%. And what we always say is, Warriors, rise! All the links are down below. If you want to get to know and like and trust us, we go live every day in our private Facebook group for free. There's tons of YouTube videos. You can do all the research yourself. It's all there for you, Warriors. I'm just here to help. We'll talk to you soon.